I was going to tell you to grab your popcorn for this video, but at this point, I feel like Cheez-Its are going to be more appropriate. That being said, whatever you get, buckle your seatbelts up, because today we're going to be talking more about this Carlee Russell case. Y'all, her former job said, bye-bye, girl. Her ex-boyfriend with his huge Instagram following is now saying, hold on, everybody, hold on. We need to reel things in a little bit. And people are saying now, you know what, the second we heard about that wig on the side of the road, we already knew. We're going to talk about all that and more in today's video. Hello Sofa Squad and welcome back to the sofa. The little pretend sofa back there with the real doggy who is blended into the blanket, Mr. Roscoe. He's our mascot and my name is Paul. As you heard in the intro, we're going to be continuing to talk about the Carlee Russell case and just a few more updates that might already have been out by the time you watch this video. I don't know. But regardless, things just keep unfolding day by day by day. This is Sunday that I'm recording this. So specifically what I want to talk about in this video are the three things I outlined. I want to talk about her job, her former job. Also, what people are saying about, they knew something was sus when they heard about the wig on the side of the road. And also her boyfriend now turning around and being like, hey, everybody, let's calm down on Carlee. Now, before we jump into all that, I do want to make a warm sofa welcome. Let's open the doors and fluff those cushions up for today's partnership. This is with June's Journey, and they're helping keep the Sofa Squad going. So us here at the Sofa Squad, we love mysteries. We love unraveling them. We like trying to figure out all the details while we sift through the clues. Well, today I have partnered with a game that combines all of these things within a beautiful, captivating setting, and I love it, and I think you will too. So today's partnership is for June's Journey, and I am so excited to tell you all about this. So let's start off with, well, what is June's Journey? Where is she going? June's Journey is a free to download detective story game at its heart, but it feels like so much more. So June's the main character, and you follow the story through her and other super cool, very interesting characters that you meet along the way, while you find hidden objects and piece together this story and unfold the mystery. So each scene that you go through in this is so beautiful. The colors are amazing. The aesthetic is awesome. And this goes all the way down to the attire that the characters are wearing. It's like a 1920s glamour type of vibe. Now the ultimate goal in all of this is to solve the murder of June's sister. Now there's a link down in the description that you can download, but first I'm going to tell you what I personally really enjoy about it. So for me, I absolutely love the story aspect of this. This made me feel like I was more involved in it, and I almost hate to even call it a game, right? Because it felt more like a story. To me, it felt kind of like those days where you get on the sofa with a book on a rainy day, that kind of coziness. That's what this was like. And then, like I said, the colors, the aesthetic of the 1920s thing, it's literally one of the most unique games I have ever played. And I absolutely loved sitting here on the phone and looking for the objects and then meeting these characters and seeing the story progress. So look, be sure to download June's Journey for free by going to the link in the description below. June's Journey is available on Android and iOS mobile devices, as well as on PC through Facebook Games. Alright, so be sure and check it out. I absolutely love playing this game. All that's down in the description. Now let's go ahead and get to addition. Now the way this will work is I'm going to put up some articles that we'll refer to as talking points. I'm going to read parts of them and we'll just use it for commentary purposes. Now, full transparency, I am looking to my computer this way. So when I'm doing that, that's why I'm not being rude or nothing. Now, first thing up is you're going to see this article. It's by Jared Downing. And this is July 21st, 2023. And it says, Carlee Russell fired from spa job. Co-workers pissed about increasingly suspicious kidnapping story. Yeah, you could say that again. Let's see what they all have to say. So it says, Carlee Russell has officially disappeared from the payroll of her Alabama job. Okay, can we please give a shout out to the writer for that first opening line? When I say I was hollering when I was reading over this stuff, I was like, that's good. That's good. Okay, so the owner of Woodhouse Spa in Birmingham told the Post that she's been canned and that her steaming coworker coworkers are PO'd about their former colleagues' increasingly suspect kidnapping account. The owner, Stuart Rome, said his staffers were stunned after hearing of Russell's purported disappearance and did everything in their power to help bring her home. As many did, right? I mean, her neighborhood, the community, I mean, lots of people. So I get it, right? 100%. Okay, let's continue. It says it was really devastating for them thinking a coworker was abducted, he said. I can only imagine. The following day, Saturday, it was the busiest day of the week, and they had to plug along and work, and the off times pass out flyers and other things. Now, before we go to the next page, so here's the thing. So remember, like, they put this thing out and they were all like, you know, oh, we're, you know, really, you know, praying for her to come home, of course, like everybody was. Remember also, she was tweeting leading up to this, like, you know, talking about her job and not really being that happy with it, like it was getting on her nerves. So now, in the context of everything, I wonder if she was like that coworker. You know what I'm saying? Like, I would be so curious to know what the coworkers thought of her before this, like if they were friendly with her or if she was like that kind of negative coworker. Because here's the thing, and one thing I don't report on here are like, I don't even know how you would say it, but like, you know, theories, stuff like that, just simply because I can't confirm them and whatnot. So I just go like really what's in the police are saying or news articles or reporting on that type of stuff. Okay. Some of the stuff that I've seen on TikTok with these theories and like, you know, oh, like her Cash App conversations or this and that, I'm just like, this is a very different young lady than how she, you know, presents herself. She looks, you can be two things at once, you know what I'm saying? You can be very put together and I'm gonna be a nurse, I'm gonna be this and that, and then also be kind of like this mean person behind the scenes or, you know, troubled or whatever. And so, I mean, I don't know, I'm not a psychiatrist, I can't, you know, diagnose her with anything, but clearly something's going on if it does turn out that she really did make all this up and these things that we're hearing, like, you know, the way she kind of treats other people are true. But again, that's to be seen. So I just don't go down that rabbit hole because I don't know, right? But that being said, it makes me wonder, like, okay, was she like that coworker? You know, and then they're sitting here talking about it's the busiest day of the week. We're hustling and bustling, doing all this on our off time. And then it turns out she was, you know, at the Red Roof Inn with these right here. Are you kidding me? Oh yeah, I'd be pissed too, right? Let's continue. It says, but since Russell abruptly resurfaced, the police revealed she had searched for bus tickets, movies about kidnapping on the day she disappeared, and, you know, drawing skepticism. Her coworkers' concern also started to turn to anger, it says. As the information came out that there were some questionable things, we've been a little PO'd, mainly because so many people took so much time out to search, Rome said. Let's go on to the next page. It says, in addition, the spa has been getting slammed with nasty social media messages and damaging one-star reviews because of its affiliation with Russell. Basically, we spent the last day battling to get things deleted, he said. Comments. I've had to shut down my comment section on Instagram and Facebook page, which hurts us because we do a lot of marketing there. We're just trying to keep the doors open. And then it goes into, like, you know, what she did and whatever. Again, here's my thing with this. And this is to my knowledge, correct me if I'm wrong, but I mean, they were taken, you know, they were scammed just as hard as anybody else, right? I mean, she stole from them, right? So I don't think they were in on this. So to destroy their business with the one-star reviews and all that kind of stuff, I don't think is appropriate either. Just because I'm like, look, they got scammed just as bad as anybody else. And we don't know. Maybe she was like a super toxic person to work around and they've been getting, like, you know, having to deal with her for a long time. Again, that's much just to be, you know, discovered. I don't know yet. But I feel bad if this is the case because I don't feel like they were hiding her. If they had actively helped her in this, I could totally get it. And I understand people's outrage and like she's associated with them. But I feel bad in a sense that it's like, okay, they're getting thrown under the bus because of this employee who literally lied and ripped them off and then went and made this whole story up, right? Because here's the thing that's an underlying, and we can talk about this more throughout the video at the end as well. You know, and it's funny, you know, the Cheez-Its, haha, and all that kind of stuff. I do love Cheez-Its, and I honestly cannot believe she ran their good name to the mud. But also what she's done in running the good names to the mud is running the name of true victims through the mud. Because when you think about just now, like turn on your TV, however you look at, open the newspaper, Google, whatever. You look at all the missing person stuff that happens on a daily basis, right? And so then this comes out, and again, at this time, yes, it does look like she made this up, right? I mean, I'm not dumb, right? But we have not confirmed this yet. I imagine next week we'll get something from that, but I mean, it ain't looking good. So, I mean, right now it's alleged, that's what it's looking like, but it's not confirmed. So that being said, you know, and we don't know 100% why, although it kind of looks like a certain reason to do with a man, but again, we don't know. But, you know, at the end of the day, she has tainted victims' voices, right? She took resources away from other people who are going through stuff. You hear the stories of people who came together to help search and whatnot, and it's heartbreaking. People who have lived through this for real. And so then to turn around and find out that this possibly was a complete scam is like another spitting in these victims' faces and whatnot who were already victimized one time, right? This crime, if she did commit it, has victims itself, the community, trust in people, that kind of stuff. It does not do well. When you start hearing from her neighbors and people like that, and like, you know, work, just like we're talking about, who all came together and dropped everything trying to find this girl, again, to turn up that she was in Red Roof Inn with Cheez-Its, girl, bye, okay? Literally. Like, absolutely not. So, it's not going to bode well for her. I personally think we are going to see charges against her if the cops can prove that she made this up. And I mean, just a little bit of evidence that we've seen is looking that way. Let's continue. It says her former employer fumed that if her story is confirmed as a hoax, locals won't be as quick to unite the next time a similar scenario emerges. I mean, this is what happens, right? It says, I think it erodes faith for the next time. It erodes faith when people see somebody who's been abducted and they've been put through this, he said. They're just not going to respond like they did, which is the worst part. And I totally agree with this person, Stuart Rome, I believe their name is. And this is what I'm talking about. I mean, people stop for a second and go, huh, well, hold on, let's look, you know, and it's not good. Now, also look at the other case, if you've not followed it, or if you are, the Rudy Farias case, which I can tell you this much. His mom right now is like, woo, girl, thank you, Carlee, for taking the spotlight off of me, okay? Another missing person. He's been missing for 8 years, but he's really been living under my roof and going to the store to get me stuff and, you know, you name it. That's another case. It's same thing where it's like it erodes the trust and the faith that people have to team together and find people who really go through this. Okay, let's go on to the next thing, and we're going to quickly talk about her boyfriend again. I'll put a picture up here of him, and we'll read the first headline as well. So it says, Carlee Russell, boyfriend pleads with public, stop bullying her on social media. Now let's jump into this real quick. So it says her kidnapping story is slowly melting away, so is her mental health, because her boyfriend is begging the public to cut out all cyberbullying. Tamar Latrell Simmons was interviewed Saturday by New York Post and made his desperate plea on behalf of her. He says, the only thing I can say is, I want everyone to stop bullying her. I know what it seems like. I know what it seems like what she did. Just stop bullying on social media. He continued, think about her mental health. She doesn't deserve that. She doesn't. Nobody deserves to be cyberbullied. So, you know, and that's the gist of it right there. And again, I can see two sides to this. Number one, I do think it's interesting that he's been very back and forth, right? He came out with this huge statement. I'll put it up here on the screen. And, you know, he did this huge heartfelt statement of, oh my gosh, you know, she was fighting for her life. And same thing that her parents did. And only to then come out and find that it's like, oh, you know, this was probably all made up. You know, and so then he deleted her off all of his, you know, social media. He took this stuff down, all that kind of stuff. And now he's coming back out saying, hey, everybody, or whatever. I would imagine, okay, there's two ways to look at this. Number one, she's going, when you pull something like this, the internet's going to have something to say, period, end of story, right? I mean, it is what it is. Now, I don't think that it's good for people to be like, go off yourself or things like that, right? But you're going to get backlash, okay? You're going to get backlash. Now, he's back and forth a lot in this. Now, if it turns out that we get confirmation, 100% proof that, yes, she did this over her man, over him, you know, that makes me sit here and wonder, because again, once you cry wolf like this, if she was over here talking about, I can't take this anymore, I'm going to do this and that, would you believe her? You know what I mean? Because it's like, well, girl, you're willing to go to these lengths to manipulate and lie over this. What's to say you're not doing it now, talking about the cyberbullying's getting to me, which I think it would anybody. But I mean, this is the ramification. And again, I'm not saying that, oh, people should go at her and stuff like that. But it's almost like, dude, it's too soon. You know what I'm saying? She just needs to stay off the internet right now. Like, she doesn't need to be on the internet. Okay, if I was her, I would turn the internet off and just stay away from it. When you've done something like this that makes national headlines, it ain't going anywhere for a while. And again, way more information is going to come out. This is brand new. So while, you know, it's commendable that he's going to come out and say this, it also just feels kind of odd, you know, because I'm just like, are we all aware of what she just pulled? You know what I'm saying? Like, this is incredibly bad. Like, she's probably going to jail over this if this turns out to be exactly what she did. So I just think it's interesting how back and forth he's being, and also interesting that, again, his Instagram just keeps blowing up, right? I mean, he's a good looking guy, you know. She, whatever they had going on with themselves, clearly it got to her. Now, I'll say this. Again, if this turns out to be true, all this kind of stuff, this is somebody who, of course, cyberbullying is going to be bad, but I'm like, this is somebody who already has stuff going on. Somebody willing to do this. There's deep-rooted issues taking place here. What they are, I don't know. Okay, I'm not a doctor, you know, but I can just call it like I see it. Like, that ain't right. You know what I'm saying? That somebody doing this, they ain't right. Okay, they need to work on that. You know what I mean? And so she just needs to stay off the internet. My response to his thing is very, you know, nice guy, good to say that. Don't let her reel you back in if that's what's going on. Number one. Number two, keep your distance. Okay, 1 and 2 right there. Keep your distance, because this is not a good relationship. If you want to look out for her, keep your distance, because she took this to a level that's unheard of, okay? And then Carlee needs to stay off the internet. She needs to stay off the internet. Okay, so there's that. Now, let's talk about the last part of this video. And this made complete sense to me when I started reading this. I was like, you know what? Now, of course, like, as a dude, I'm kind of like, and although I have worked at salons before, I mean, you can tell that she has this wig that she was wearing was nice, right? But I don't know the ins and outs of all this or whatever. So when I was reading this article, I was like, huh, okay, interesting. So we're going to go over this. And this is people talking about when they heard the whole thing about the wig on the side of the road, they were like, something's up. And I was just living for this. So here we go. I'm going to put it up on the screen and we'll continue. So it says, she would have certainly worn the wig at work. Well, yeah, obviously, right? Unimaginable that she would have taken it off in the car. It would be like someone taking their underwear, they said. The stylist said the wig appeared to be an expensive front lace wig that looked like a 613 color, a premium shade of platinum blonde. Okay. So, and here we go. And again, in all of Carlee's pictures, she's stunning, okay? She is a beautiful young lady. I mean, she looks like she wears nice clothes. Her hair is always nice. She looks prim and proper and like done up at all times, right? So I have no doubt that whatever kind of wig she had was going to be expensive, because that's just how she looks, that she presents herself. Okay, so here we go. It says it is custom fitted and takes 10 to 15 minutes to remove, as it is actually glued to the scalp in some places. Custom wigs can cost as much as $800 to $200 at the bare minimum, they said. That was when the majority of Birmingham was like, she's lying. That's when it was split down the middle, and where there was those that believed her and those that thought she was lying. It was the wig, hairstylist Kyra Joyner, 23, from Hoover, told the Post. First of all, your wig is going to be secure. Second, if somebody's taking you, they're going to try to cause the least attention they can. If people see a wig on the side of the road, people call the police when they see mannequin heads hanging out of the side of the car, she said. And again, excellent points for her, right? Because I wasn't looking at it that way, because this is my thought process. To me, Carlee was trying to make it look like somebody, you know, roughed her up, snatched her wig, whatever, off her head, and then like she was taken. Well, not stopping to think, because again, I just don't think in the terms of like wearing a wig or whatever, you know, I'm like, oh yeah, that does make sense. These are really secured down on the head, right? So then why is it on the side of the road? Like, how long did this interaction take place? Because again, my thought process thinking like as a dude is I'm just like, oh, well, I guess when he came and grabbed her, the wig just fell off. You know what I mean? Because I'm not really thinking of like, Paul, it's secured on her head somehow. It's going to be a little bit more than that, right? So she had to go through all this to leave this wig on the side of the road, right? And a nice one too. So knowing that bit now, and then all these hairdressers and people that like know, you know what I'm saying? They're like, something's up with that. Very interesting, okay? It again goes to looking at the, I don't know if you want to say pre-planning or whatever, but I mean, again, look at it this way. She left her Mercedes with her purse, her Apple thing, her expensive wig, all this stuff, but she took the Cheez-Its. She took the stolen robe from her place of employment and the damn snacks, right? So, and the toilet paper. That's the stolen stuff. So, I mean, Carlee, girl, come on now. We need to talk, girl. Let's get it together, honey. Let's get it together. This is messy, okay? This is messy. For somebody that was looking at these movies and like seemingly kind of like planning some little scheme like this, it's messy, okay? That's the only word for it. And again, at the end of the day, the damage, I hope she's understanding the damage that she's done. Because again, people are going to be PO'd. She had her mom on national TV talking about, I believe that there's a abductor still out there. And maybe there is. I don't know. I wasn't there, right? Again, like I said before, I'll take the L if it turns out that that's how it went down, right? But I don't think it is. But again, I'm nobody. I'm just somebody on YouTube. I don't know these things for a fact. I'm not there. So, that being said, more and more evidence coming out. Again, this is Sunday, so let's see what next week brings. I'm gonna bet 2 things of Cheez-Its, 2 boxes of Cheez-Its, that we're gonna see some charges or another press conference in the next week or 2. I feel it in my bones. Also, complete side note, you know the old saying like where they're like, you know, oh yeah, dad went out for a pack of smokes and that kind of thing. Now she has literally made mom went out for some Cheez-Its. That's like my whole new thing, like going to the vending machine at work or something like that. I'm like, I'm going for some Cheez-Its. I might not come back, you know. And I mean, I'm sorry, but I don't know about y'all, but I love Cheez-Its. And now I've associated the Cheez-Its with Carlee and these shenanigans. So anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section. You know, number one, I'm very curious to hear from everybody. Did the wig thing tee you off? Like, wait, something's up with that? Because until I read this, all that never clicked into place for me. You know what I'm saying? None of that clicked into place for me. And I was like, oh, wait, I mean, this is messy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I thought the internet searches were bad. And I'm like, girl, you should have, no. Anyways, let me know what you think about the wig, about the boyfriend. You know, do you think she's reeling him back in? Do you think he's just trying to be nice and stick up for her? Like, I mean, what do you think? Anyways, and I would love to hear from if anybody knows her or has worked with her or something like that. What kind of personality are we dealing with on a daily basis? Is this girl presenting one facet, like, you know, and again, I haven't seen that much of her. I'm mostly going off of just how, you know, presentable she looks in her pictures and the things her mom said about her, but of course, her mom's going to speak of that way of her. That's her child, right? So, I mean, I'd be curious to know, is she the toxic coworker? Is that just who she is? You know, is there like 2 personality things going on here? Anyways, let me know what you think down in the comment section, and if you are still watching, I appreciate it. Roscoe says thank you, and he'd like you to drop some sofas in the comment section for him. And until we meet down in the comment section to nibble on some Cheez-Its and talk about it all, well, I'll see y'all there.